If you watch Star Trek, then you will see the Borg are a hostile race that capture and assimilate other races. The architecture of their spaceships is just great. Another player started building this villager trading hall in the shape of a Borg Cube, and now I've ended up taking it on, so here we go. I'm going to go through a few quick before and afters here because I didn't think to record all of this, and then I'll skip to the bit where I'm building the new spaceships. I'm going to make this out of wool, and then we'll be able to see how well it's going to fit. I think that looks reasonably like a rounded pointy thing. I mean, it's got the pointy, and it's a bit more rounded at the top. You know what? Building dodecahedrons is flipping hard, and it's got an even number of sides, which doesn't really work with the shape I've got on the bottom. I'm going to have a word with the Borg Queen. Be right back.
We are the Borg. Hit the subscribe button. Resistance is futile.
Excuse me.
With the Borg Queen's intelligence, I can finish this build.
Ready, let's go. I started off by using Axiom to convert all of the wool and wood into deep slate, but it didn't really cope well with the stairs and slabs, so then I had to do that bit manually. I used different colours of deep slate to bring out the details of the ship and give it more depth, but it was the black stone that really made the different sections of the ship pop. Lighting up the inside of the ship helped to prevent accidental mob farm and to add some extra light effects to reflect the purple in the original Borg Queen ship. So with a few finishing touches, I call that done. The Borg Queen ship is now inside the cube, so let's make it look pretty. here I'd just like to take a moment to thank MC Fineplayer for helping me with this project. From spawn proofing in the end to checking the redstone on the ground floor of the villager holding pen. Here you can see him building the shulker loaders. He has been a real help on this project. He makes videos as Golden Delicious. You can see his Million Flower Projects video in the link in the description of this video. Thanks again, MC Fineplayer, you're a legend. Building a functional villager holding pen in a space this size is absolutely bonkers. And the reason that I chose this design, where it grows bigger at the top, is because there was more room at the top, given that it was surrounded by rails. And though I pushed the rails back as far as I could before I started this build, there was only so much room I could make, so I had to make the best I could and fit as much as I could in. After turning the wool into deep slate and blackstone, it was time to make the villager beds. Unfortunately, the Borg Cube is to go in the end, so if any players touch the beds, boom. This is why I had to run these experiments to check that the bed area would be safe. I placed the pots to measure the amount of damage done, using filler blocks to place some of the more awkward pots, then replacing them with TNT before lighting the blocks. Because some of the pots were damaged by the first blast, I used vines to measure just how far the radius of it was and how many blocks were in the line of fire. Not bad. I think that's about as safe as we can make it. Rightio. Now if we go and take a quick look inside here, we will notice that there is still a small problem, because if you look at the floor, there are quite a few gaps like that. Now, being a proper space station doesn't mean it has to be full to the gills with loads of mini spaceships. But what it does mean is that there needs to be enough mini spaceships in here to make it look like some are out on duty and some are not. Now we have the mothership in place, looking pretty impressive, I hope. And we have these orb spaceships that are also filling up a bit more of the floor. We just need one more spaceship design on the floor, and then I think we're done. Basic design. I do like the essential shape here, but it's looking a little bit, I don't know, flat maybe? So what I'm going to try and do is add an extra layer of, well, blocks in the middle, and hopefully that'll add a bit of weight to it and make it look a bit less, I don't know, beetly? Oh yeah, that looks a bit more substantial, doesn't it? It's actually got a bit of weight to it, and yeah, I think that basic shape, it actually looks like someone could fit inside. Now, can I make it look a little more, I don't know, detailed? Pretty? Well, not pretty. Valkyrie never asked for pretty. But yeah, a bit more detailed maybe. Using my love axiom, just copying this in. Now, normally, when you enter the ship, you will arrive via this portal here. There, you can find instructions on how to navigate the ship, and you can access all your goodies and enchant anything you need to. Okay, so we can probably start our tour a bit further down. I should have started at the bottom. Here we go. Hopefully you have the right shoes on anyway. Why am I... Okay. I put on the wrong boots. Such a great character, but... Anyway, that's the point. There should be signs here. There we go. So that's the first floor farm. And you can see, well, smaller spaceship landing bay inside. And we also have these areas. This is for when you want to put away any traded items that you don't actually need. And here is where you can put any spare items like melons or string. That's the core power cell. And here we can see we've got the transformer, which converts this raw power into a more manageable power and helps spread it throughout the ship. One thing that may be of interest is we currently have the Queen on board with us. We have of course cleared extra space in the loading bay to make room for the Borg Queen ship. You may be wondering how the villagers enter the Borg in the first place. We're out in space after all. Now of course, they enter through this portal. Once they have arrived, they will then embark upon the next part of their journey via this minecart, which will take them down to the villager holding area. Here of course we have the villager holding facility. This line will be connected to probably the end gateway there. So the cart will come up here and drop into there. The drone will be waiting up here and will activate this airlock to keep the villager in place. Then they will be able to pass through here, release the villager through this way, and this way we can let the villager into the breeding station. And because this is a public trading hall, this obsidian cube around the breeding area will ensure that any explosions are contained and do not affect the rest of the ship. Once the villager baby has been bred, it will then proceed through this way. The lectern or other tool will be removed from the chest here, placed on this block, giving them the desired traits. Then they will go here and be pushed along the blue ice down to this area. And here we have a booked villager. Sometimes they try to resist, but given the blue ice, they do not resist for long. Okay, so we can now check on our villager's progress. We go down here. So then we connect the line up and we activate the minecart and our villager is ready to be dispensed. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this one.